I'm sending my anointing back to the church. We hear so much on the news, God help. We hear so much on the news. We hear bad news. You read in the papers bad news. Get on Instagram, Facebook, bad news. And the question comes, is there a word from the Lord?
Yes, there's a word from the Lord, and the word from the Lord is y'all gonna be locked up in prison for a long time for sexual trafficking young underage girls. Selah. What up, y'all? It's your guy Dawson from D&D TV. Thank you for rating, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody who's donated, those of y'all who will, I appreciate it. Everything goes back into the channel. Also, make sure you go over to my other YouTube show, Dawson Speak, my other channel. Make sure you subscribe over there. And for those of you who are not getting my videos, who are subscribed to me, make sure you hit that little bell that's next to the subscribe thing so you'll get my videos when they come out. All right, let's get into this topic. All right, y'all. Now, this is an update of a story that I have been keeping, a close ear to. I've been listening and watching the videos that have come across on the Toledo, Ohio news about this particular case of 3 Ohio pastors, Pastor Anthony Haynes, Pastor Lloyd-Jenkins, and Prophet, come on, Prophet. I'm surprised you didn't see none of this coming. Prophet Kenneth Butler, who all they were accused, and now they're going to spend time in prison because Pastor Haynes has been convicted. Pastor Lloyd-Jenkins and Prophet Kenneth Butler took a plea deal because they were like, man, look, why would we go to trial when they have the evidence? The FBI had everything. They had the phone calls. They had surveillance cameras of when y'all went to the Red Roof Hotel, receipts for different things, text messages. They were like, it's a waste of time. They got us. But Pastor Anthony Haynes is the only one who wanted to go to trial. And since he went to trial and did not take a plea deal, he is probably going to face life in prison for sex trafficking young underage girls. I am glad this trial is over. I'm glad that all parties involved will get justice will be served. I am glad, and for their wives too. There were some of the wives who got involved with this trying to protect their man. These first ladies did anything for their man. Now I'm going to let you all watch this video because I want to refresh your memory on this case and also let you all know some new information that came out while Pastor Anthony Haynes was going on with his trial. And some of that new information is that not only was he messing with these underage girls, he was also sexually assaulting his stepdaughter. Take a look.
Right now, a local pastor is facing his second day of trial. Anthony Haynes is accused of sex trafficking and sexually exploiting a young girl for 3 years. Ariel Onstadt has been in the courtroom. She joins us live now. Ariel, the main victim testifying for quite a while today.
That's just it, Christy. In over 3 hours of testimony, the main victim in this case told the courtroom that Anthony Haynes manipulated her. She said she was afraid to speak out for over 3 years because she didn't know if anyone would believe her due to Haynes' position within the church. As she said, I just let it happen. The victim says her mother introduced her to Anthony Haynes at Haynes Church. He took on the role of a father-like figure for her. After her mother's neglect, the victim moved in with Haynes in the summer of 2014 at 14 years old. Just weeks after moving in, the victim says Haynes and his stepdaughter, Alexis Fortune, asked her if she could keep secrets. When Haynes and his stepdaughter later had oral sex in front of her, she said she was in shock. She says Haynes later coaxed the two of them to have oral sex while he recorded it on his phone and made comments. For the next 3 years, the victim says Haynes had sex with her multiple times a week at cars, motels, and churches. At 15, she says Haynes introduced her to Kenneth Butler, who began having sex with her, also paying her. her. When the victim moved out of Haynes' house, she started going to her guardian's church, Abundant Life Ministries. There, she met Lloyd-Jenkins. Now, during her entire testimony, the victim remained calm, and she ended her testimony by saying she's not going to stay down. She wants to use this experience to help other girls who've been abused or trafficked. Now, former pastor Kenneth Butler also took the stand. Coming up at 6, I'll break down more witness testimony as well as Haynes' involvement with former pastors Butler and Jenkins. For now, reporting live in downtown Toledo, Ariel Onstott, WTOL 11.
All right, fam, let's go in. A 19-year-old woman told a jury in Toledo, Ohio courtroom that she had been groomed for sex when she was 14 years old and encouraged to have sex with 2 other pastors in the Toledo, Ohio area. Pastor Anthony Haynes faces up to life in prison. Jurors found him guilty this week of charges including sex trafficking and child sexual exploitation. The 2 other Toledo, Ohio pastors, Pastor Lloyd-Jenkins and Prophet Kenneth Butler, oh my God, I can't believe this, have also pled guilty and are awaiting sentencing. Prosecutors say that Pastor Anthony Haynes paid the girl for sex during a 3-year period after promising her mother in front of the church that he would protect her. He got in front of the church and promised this girl mother that he would protect her. Ah, my God. The 40-year-old former pastor denied having sex with the girl and testified she tried to manipulate him, saying, and I quote, "I am not a pervert." That's what he said to the court. The 19-year-old woman testified Haynes later introduced her to 2 other pastors. The church could not be reached for comment. Now, let me say this. This whole case basically started, this whole situation started with Pastor Anthony Haynes because Pastor Anthony Haynes had a woman in church who was having some issues. And that woman had a daughter who was 14 years old. And I guess the mother couldn't take care of the daughter. Things were going on in her life. And so Pastor Anthony Haynes and then his wife, Lisa Haynes, took that 14-year-old girl in who Pastor Anthony Haynes said in front of the church that he would protect and care for her like she was his child, like he was a father. And he wanted the little girl to look up to him like a father. This is what happened. Pastor Anthony Haynes, again, that's his wife right there, and his stepdaughter, Elisa Haynes, who are also involved in this case, and I'll get to that. Pastor Haynes was having sexual intercourse with his stepdaughter, Alexis Fortune. And Pastor Haynes, as you all heard in the news clip, he introduced his sexual activity to victim 1. And said, we're doing this. Can you keep a secret? This will be between us. And he proceeded to do sexual acts with this young victim every day for a 3-year period. Now, when I heard this new information, I was like, oh my God, now everything is starting to make sense. And I was asking myself, First Lady Elisa Haynes, where were you when all this was going on? You were complicit in all of this. There's no way you could tell me you didn't know that your own daughter was having sex with this man who's supposed to be your husband. There's no way you could tell me you didn't know that. And that this girl that you all, brought into your home and told everybody in front of the church that you all were going to care for her and nurture her and, raise her up to be a good woman. There's no way you could tell me that you could not see that there were changes in this child over a 3-year period while your husband, the pastor, was having sexual intercourse with her. This is so sad and it's sick. And it's sick, too, because First Lady Elisa Haynes and the stepdaughter Alexis Fortune, while Pastor Haynes and Pastor Cordell and Prophet Kenneth were in jail awaiting for trial, First Lady Elisa Haynes, there she is to the left, and the daughter Alexis Fortune, who is the stepdaughter of Pastor Haynes, who he was also having intercourse with, they went to the victim's house and told her, look, the trial is coming up and we need you to change your story. And they held the victim at gunpoint. They tied a cord around her neck and they told her if she didn't, they would hurt her. They took the girl. They basically kidnapped the girl and they said, OK, we're going to Walmart. Let's go to Walmart. We're going to buy some stuff. Then we're going to drop you off back at home. The girl escaped when she got at Walmart and she called the police. And when she called the police went and this is like a soap opera. The police went and arrested the First Lady, Elisa Haynes, and daughter, Alexis Fortune. This is so sad. I'm telling you, these women have done anything for their man. You know, this pastor is basically a demon. This man right here, I mean, and you would put your life on the line for that? And she's not the only one. Pastor Jenkins' wife, Laura Lloyd-Jenkins, I did a video on her. Y'all go check that out. She was arrested because she got involved with the child and she lied and said she didn't know anything about this. And then the FBI caught her in a lie and she got charged too. And just recently she came back for trial. She was saying that they were all going to stand trial together, but now everybody just took a plea deal. So now she's awaiting to see what's going to happen to her too. And while she was awaiting, she did what most women do in situations like this. They go and get divorced. That's not going to help you. The lawyer told you that was going to make you look good because you divorced him. You still are going to be responsible for what happened in 2017 and 16 and in 15 when your husband, the pastor of Abundant Life Ministry in Toledo, Ohio, that big old mega church there, you're still going to be responsible for the information that you knew and the information that you, Laura Lloyd-Jenkins, told Pastor Anthony Haynes when you went to him and you met him at a pizza shop and you told him things are about to blow up because the FBI and everybody had already gotten involved in this case. And you again, just like First Lady Elisa Haynes did anything for your man, and now y'all got to stand in front of Lady Justice and try to figure out what y'all gonna do. This whole case, I am so glad this is over. I am so glad that justice will be served. For the victim, one of the 19-year-old victims said that she was going to use this experience to help other girls who are involved into sex trafficking and things like that. And I wish her the best, and I hope she gets counseling as well. But for my viewers and my subscribers, people who listen to my show, you know I always relate it back to us because these people didn't come from Mars. They didn't come from Venus. They didn't come from Saturn. They came from Earth. So I got to talk because all of it is relating all back to us. These people are among us. So what is it in our society? Don't just be, oh, it's the devil. Oh, it's a spirit. Yeah, but here's the thing I'm going to tell y'all who always want to come on my show and quote scriptures. Keep your scriptures and turn up your discernment, okay? You're in these churches jump, jiving and shouting and doing all this stuff that they were doing and sha, 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 but no discernment. You can quote scriptures and tell everybody everything, but everybody neglects the kids. They neglect the victims. The women who said that they've been sexually assaulted, the men who say they've been sexually assaulted, y'all, oh, well, you know, my bishop didn't do that. My prophet didn't do that. He a true man of God. The true man of God gonna be a true man of God in prison. Go preach there. You still got to obey the laws of the land. And for those of you all, and I've said this before, if y'all can't be married and you know that you just can't control your sexual urges, don't get married. And for those of you who are like these pastors here, all these grown people in the world you could be with and you choose to go and do this to children, it is just so, it makes me angry. Because even with this, I don't expose this stuff. This stuff is already exposed by the Toledo, Ohio news, by the judicial system, by the FBI, and they expose the situation. All we do as commentators is report again. People who do exclusives on YouTube, they expose. I don't have no sex tapes of nobody. I don't have no nude photos. I don't have no stories of nobody mistress calling in my show. The people who sent me all that stuff, I told them, I don't know what you want me to do with that. What you want me to do with it? You sleeping with the pastor, he's sleeping with you, you getting off, he getting off. What you want me to do? You knew the man was married. What you want me to do? As a YouTuber, you come to me with this stuff and you think I'm like these other people who chasing views and chasing subscribers. And I told you that I'm not. What do you want me to do with this mess? Well, you reported on him and he did this. And yeah, because it was in the news. That's why I did a report on it. Don't send me no videos. What you want me to do with it? If you want to expose the pastor that you slept with, you make a YouTube channel and do it. You put it on Facebook. I ain't gonna be a part of that stupidity. This stuff I report is already in the news. Y'all can go look this stuff up. I'm not pulling this out of a bag of tricks. Come on, y'all. It ain't that deep. There are serious issues that are going on in churches, mosques, centers, and synagogues, and we don't want to talk about the priests, the rabbis, the people who get caught up in this mess. Because we being told we on our way to hell if we touch them. They could do anything, molest, manipulate, rape, have same-sex affairs, manipulate people, touch the boys, touch the girls, the young men, and everybody else, and we told we going to hell if we talk about it. Now, this 19-year-old victim, the one who testified, she told the jurors and she told the people in that courtroom that she didn't come out earlier because she felt that no one would believe her. And based on what she went through with Pastor Haynes and Pastor Cordell and Prophet Kenneth Butler and their wives, I don't blame her. Because y'all just imagine being 14 years old and going to a church and you're already having issues in your family and your mama can't really take care of you because she has her issues. So she places you, like many children, it's happened to many children. They place you in the hands of a pastor or in the hands of someone who they think will rear you and raise you, only to find that you've placed your child into the hands of basically the devil. And what these children, young boys and young girls, have to go through, and then they grow up. They don't stay young forever. They grow up with all of those issues. And these are the people that your children marry, that you mingle with at work, and you wonder why people have these different type of issues and mood swings and these personalities. Not all of it comes from sexual abuse. Some of it from verbal, from people talking down to you all your life, making you hate who you are, hating your skin, hating your color, hating your life, taking out their own issues on you as a child. And you grow up with all of that stuff, that trauma. And we have those people among us in the world trying to navigate through life, still hearing people who abused you, still talking in your ear, going to work. People tell you can't even take a compliment because you still remember what mama them said and grandma and the people who raised you and the guardian and what people in church said about you. You can't even have a good relationship because when you meet somebody, right, you tear them down because you tore down up on the inside. You've been torn down. Can't even keep friends. Always jealous of people. It stems from somewhere, y'all. It just didn't fall out the sky. People need counseling. They need help. Oh, they need God. Yeah, and God created counselors too. Don't come over here with that nonsense with me. Because some of y'all in church, y'all need anger management. You need counseling. You need a bunch of stuff. But I'm going to go to Christian counseling because I want them to quote a scripture with me. I don't care what they quote. Quote the scripture and get the 12 steps, the 3 steps. Get help to help your mind. Can't even be in a good marriage. It ain't the man. It ain't the woman. It's you. Always want to put it off on somebody else. It's them. Hey, you been married 3 times. How it gonna be everybody else? You the common denominator in all them relationships. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't care. Unsubscribe. You the common denominator. It's you. Look here. I hope the victim go ahead and get help she needed. The justice will be served with these pastors, but I want y'all to wake up. Those of you all who listen to my show, some of you all the way, you ain't going in these churches blind. A lady hit me up, tell me something, oh, I want to join the church, but you've given me a lot to consider. I say, join the church. I ain't trying to keep y'all from joining the church, but you going to join the church and your eyes going to be open if you listen to my show. The pastor ain't going to be able to manipulate you for sex, and none of the other men or women in the church ain't either. They ain't going to be able to tell you to, oh, let your child just come over to my house and spend the night. We're having a slumber party. No, my child not going over there. It's 2019. No. I don't know. I know your intentions may know, but I don't trust that. I'm not dropping my children off at everybody's summer camp, program, vacation Bible school, even stuff like that. Give your children a cell phone and a tablet. What's going on? It's been 4 hours. What y'all doing over there? What they talking about? How long they gonna keep y'all? Come on now, these your kids. Nobody ain't gonna raise them. And I told you before, if you don't want kids, stop having them. All of this stuff we have out here, the condoms, all that stuff, use that. Some of y'all know y'all ain't ready to have kids. Some of you know you ain't ready to get married. Some of you know, and you grown, fully grown, you know you can't stay committed in relationships. So why you gonna get with a man or a woman? Y'all know I gotta break it down on my show. This is my platform. I created it. Why you put people through that pressure? Look here. Go off in the comments. Let me know what you think about this video. Sound off. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. And I'll repeat again, you don't have to stay in no relationships, no friendships, no situations where people are beating you down, where they are taking advantage of you, where they are verbally abusing you, sexually abusing you. If you can get out, get out. It's your guy Dawson. Peace.